Job search strategies at work. Episode 19. Won't you be my neighbor? That's what I'm entitling this episode. Okay, so funny story happened to me. A couple different things. I was driving to work, where I work at, and I was at a gas station, used the restroom, and needed a ride down the street, and he's a truck driver. Okay, so I took him at his word, all that. Took him down the street, only 2 blocks away. Gave him a ride down there, and just chatted with him a little bit. Asked him about. I asked him qualifying questions like, what type of rig do you have? Just qualify the person, right? Basically. Turns out, obviously he's a truck driver. I verified that. And, I drive myself, not a truck, but I drive. I've driven across the states a couple times, so I understand how that works and the importance of a truck driver. And that's another thing, right? If you're looking for a job and I think it's like 25 is the minimum age to do that, and you're just like, I need another job. CDL. A lot of these companies will hire you to drive for a rig or pickup, or what do you call it, a semi tractor trailer, right? You haul cargo from one location to the other, goods and services, whatever they have in the back of their truck there. And I know some of them, they have the trucks are in the back. They got these beds or whatever. So those are for the people that are long haul, where they stay in the back of the bed. And then you see ones that don't have the bed or whatever. I think those are for the short hauls, maybe a day trip or something like that. Yeah. And how can you tell if? Because he was telling me how you can tell the difference between a person who has their own truck and a person who drives for somebody else. Usually the truck is, if it's a logo on the back of the trailer, it'll be, if it's a different logo than on a truck, that's most likely either they drive for, they drive for another company, or they have their own rig. Not like you've probably seen on the road where they have like Schneider. I think that's orange. I think that's one, and it'll match. And if that's a pretty large company, most likely they're driving for that company. He said he travels about 600 miles a day, roughly, something like that. Depends really on what is he hauling, right? And I thought it was pretty cool. I said, how much do you make, a year or a month, right? A year. He's like anywhere from 40 to 48,000 a year. So I was like, that's pretty good money. So there you have it. You have. So that's one cool part. Let me tell you the other cool part. Stopped in this Olive Mediterranean restaurant, who is just going to happen to move their store to location a couple of days from now. So I'm in there, and of course, you probably don't know this about me. I love garlic. I love chicken shawarma, which is like, it's awesome. It's got this flatbread, or what do you call it? Not kubus, but more of a flatbread. Not a chapati, just like Indian. It's like just although I think in Indian they call them kormas, I believe, not shawarma, korma. Anyway, so basically it's like flatbread, and you have like a garlic paste, which is yogurt. They mix yogurt, garlic, lemon. I forget the other ingredient in that. Anyway, that serves as like your base, your garlic paste, or your garlic sauce, basically. It's so good. Oh my gosh, so good. And then you have, and then chicken, right? Like grilled chicken. And then if they make it like they make it, they put French fries and pickles on that deal, and then you eat it, and it's so good. Yeah, and the more garlic, the better. If you're me, yeah. I mean, that's super super delicioso. Okay, so I digress. I'm there. I'm talking to this gal. Her name is Sheba, And so Sheba has a brother. He works in construction, has his own company and all that. Long story short, I'm curious myself about some of the construction because I want to get into people have a home they just built. Well, I want to be the one to put their networking in. I don't know. From what I've seen anyway, looking at houses myself, the carpenters or the people that do that, they put their Cat 5 in, they put it in, yeah, but they're not thinking like a technician. They're not thinking, or rather, somebody who's doing the internet. They're not thinking like a geek or an IT geek. They just put it in. It's cable to them. They're just running the cable. So when they run this cable, they run it in such a way that it doesn't leave room for improvement when they need to upgrade cables or design changes to the home. For instance, whenever fiber becomes like the new thing, you got to pull all that Cat 5 out or Cat 6 or whatever. Well, that's if you pull in it and how they put it in, it's kind of at an angle sometimes. So when you pull it, you might as well just cut it and pull it from the other end because it just ran it's not ran straight line where you can just easily loop it over and pull it back. It's not fluid like that. The other thing is, they're not taking into consideration when they put up these things like a closet. Maybe the homeowner wants to put a server room in the future. Well, put up the Cat 5 or Cat 6 or Cat 7 in an area where, all come into one location. So basically your internet, your modem, whatever, from your ISP, they call them the dirty fiber, if you will, that's what they call it, comes into the house, demarc point, whatever. It comes into the house, it comes in one location. And then from there, you disperse it to the house. I know that a lot of people don't have that or whatever, but I want to do that for a construction company where they, right before the walls are put in, before the sheetrock's put in, I come in and I run the Cat 5, Cat 6, whatever, and think like, okay, if I'm the end user here, I'm the person sitting down, going on the internet. I want to put it in a place where it's going to be easy access to the customer, or they're putting in a server. In the future they can have a one location point that's easily, because like maybe the wife of the house doesn't want the modem, blinking lights or whatever in the living room. Maybe she wants it out of the way because that's annoying light or whatever it is. Things like that. It wants it in the server closet. Okay, I can do that type of stuff. At any rate, I got his email. I'm going to contact him. Good stuff. So, I guess the point is on that one, you just never know who you're going to meet or who you're going to contact, and how much, who can give you business. Like, for instance, I'm planning on talking to this person and getting some knowledge from him, maybe even getting a strategy from him and how I can grow my, get more money. I can, okay, these are the things I need to say to the company, or these are the things I need to look out for when I talk to a construction company. Because there may be a reason why, I don't know that anybody doesn't do it, but maybe a reason why that people that don't know about it. Maybe they don't have this type of service offered. I don't know. The other thing is, I can give him some knowledge. Maybe he needs some IT stuff knowledge or whatever. And it's just a give back and forth information, which is really, really cool. Yeah, you just never know who you're going to meet. The other thing that happened, was really cool, was we had some vendors come in. And vendors, what that means is they installed a product. We bought a product from a company, and they came in. Well, I guess they're more like, what do you call it, field reps, I guess you'd call it. That's probably the better term. Anyway, there's three of them. And one of the individuals, his name is Adam. So I started chatting with, I didn't even know the person, but I just overheard him talking to one of the other colleagues. And I was like, I just heard, okay, from him talking, he said like some geek things, like, whoa, I know that. He thought it was FreeNAS. He's talking about the FreeNAS to the other colleague. Like, I know what that is. And he's talking about storage. Yeah, I know what that is. Open source storage. So my ears just perked up like, oh, okay, wow. This guy's, and obviously that's open source. So obviously he's a geek, because only geeks talk about this stuff, when they're just working. Anyway, started talking to him. Come to find out, this guy's a true-on geek. He's like a true-on, like, goes at home, like, basically the term I'm going to say, geek, is basically just improving your craft. It's working on your craft. Whatever you do, it doesn't have to necessarily be IT, but whatever you do, you're working on your craft. You're building more knowledge. And what's cool about that was talking to him. I told him about Joe's Data Center. I don't know if you guys know, but Joe's Data Center, it's like joesdatacenter.com, I think is the website. Anyway, so I was looking for a rack space. I used them before, and they're okay. And AWS is okay. And you can choose your own dedicated server. You can put Ubuntu on it. You can put VMware ES6i host on it. You can put Windows, whatever. So I have one myself, and I've had it for a couple months now, and that's what I use for my labs now. And so it's like, I got a coupon actually, $15 off. So this month I only pay $15 because I got a lower ES6i host. So what is my host like? 8 gig of RAM, I think, 2 terabyte hard drive, five dedicated IPs. So I'm just talking to him about this stuff, and he's like, "That's so cool." And yeah, man, And then he's telling me about this other thing, because we started talking, of course, at lunch, because we went to lunch together, a group of us actually. So he tells me about this product called Unraid. Website is lime-technology.com, and it's basically like you have one as I understand it. I've got to do some more research on it, but as I understand it, it's one parity hard drive, and then the rest are RAID drives. So basically, you can imagine you have, if it's a visual, on your left you have the parity drive, or the one that basically is like the failover, if you will. And on the right-hand side, you have, 3, 4, whatever drives. And if one of the drives goes down on the right-hand side, you just hot swap it, pull it out, done. You don't have to reconfigure your RAID. That's the beauty of it, really. Anyway, he gave me some good ideas, right? Adam did. And it's just really cool. So I guess the whole point of this is just, when you're a geek and you're working on your craft, whatever that is, or if you're just working on your craft, you're going to get people in your life that you're gonna get to talk to about the stuff, who are interested in something similar to you, to stuff that you are. So you take that knowledge that you're getting from the other person, and you build on your own. It completes the puzzle. Basically, you're completing a puzzle when you talk to other people that are like-minded, like yourself, or not like-minded for that matter. But when I was talking to Adam, my eyes became more, okay, I didn't know about that. Now I know about it. So I'm going to go home, of course, and play around with it and see how it works. Just more knowledge. So how does that work? Why is that even important to this podcast, right? I'll just tell you why. When you talk to somebody and they give you information, if you go after it and learn something about it, you never know if that may be a job that you can get, or that could be something in your career path. Overhear something, you talk to someone about something unrelated to what you're doing, and then they have this great idea. They have this thing they're doing, or something, they may know of something. Oh, I didn't think about that, and then it sparks your interest. And you Google it, and oh wow, there's a market for that. I didn't know that. Wow, holy cow, I didn't know it. I had no idea. that can actually earn money doing that, whatever that thing is. So you never know. I know I've told this in the podcast before, but you just never know when you're gonna meet somebody who's just gonna just give you some great ideas. And it's happened to me it happens to me all the time, by the way. It'll take me down a rabbit hole, basically, find information or find knowledge. This podcast is that's how I learned this podcast, or how I started it, was, hey, listen to some other people talk about, hey, starting a podcast. Like, well, that's really cool. And here I am. So, thanks everybody for viewing this, or listening to this podcast, and have a great day.